They saw the place where the possible met the impossible and moved toward it. They walked for many an hour and many a day, until, finally, they crossed the edge of paradox. Greetings, humanity, and welcome, one and all, to Channel Other Doc. I am Jim, your friendly Lacuna GM. I use he, him pronouns, and this is the premiere of our second phase, as it were, of our Invisible Sun campaign, The Edge of Paradox. I'm just going to do a quick thing, is because this is absolutely one of those things that where of course if there were audio issues, then I'd have to have checked that ahead of time. There it is. Okay, good. I just double checking, making sure that we're good. Okay. Let me see here. 1, 2 things. Okay, good. Hello everyone. Hello. Having a little issue. I'm having a little issue with the whole background music thing, but that will also come into play. Isn't it funny? Sort of, you have like a vehicle, and you only take it out every now and then. Say if there's something going on in the world that might prevent you from driving a lot. Say you have a vehicle that sort of sits in a garage for some time, and then you have to go back and sort of figure out how it works. That is the present experience on the technical side of all of this. But fear not. For we shall dive ahead and see what happens. Let us go around and say hi to everybody. This is basically hello to the cat. And the cat has already introduced themselves. That's good. That's very important. That's very important in a setting such as this. This is The Edge of Paradox. The Invisible Sun is a surreal slice of life game by Monte Cook Games. We are integrating the directed campaign where we can, but most of this game happens spontaneously and indeed chaotically, especially tonight as we're trying to remember how everything works. We're going to go ahead and go around, say hi to everybody, for them to say who they are and who they are playing, and we shall start tonight with Wilde. Hello.
Yes, hello. I'm Wilde, not Wild Engineer, and I am playing Shantano, and an itinerant empath of the Order of Apostate who splinters into fragments. Their pronouns are they, them. Excellent.
And now let us head over to Arras.
Hello, I'm Arras, or Animus. I am playing Oroshka Ruzik, aromatic empath apostate who converses with everything. Her pronouns are she, her, mine are she, they.
Excellent. Good. And now finally over to Anino. Hello.
Good evening, my name is Anino. I use he, him pronouns, as does my character, Mac the Husk, who is the formerly itinerant, enthusiastic, ardent of the Order of the Goetica, who provides a vessel for spirits.
Yay! Excellent. Now, we do have 2 other players, so unfortunately, timing was such. I don't know if anyone has ever done schedule wrangling out there, but it is a beast to conquer. It is a definite beast to conquer, trying to sort of line everything up Venn diagram wise. So unfortunately, we had Djinnaya and Danielle were not available tonight, but they will be back, I believe, next week. So we should be good. But this game allows for that through a mechanism that I shall employ shortly. But it's we are very much looking forward to their return. They did express their regrets that they could not be with us for this premiere, but it is all good. For what is time, really? We're not sure. I think it might be a magazine. I'm not completely certain. But that said, just like we do with other games on this channel, we're going to be using the X card, the N card, and the O card. So if we hit something that's crossing a line for one of us, any of us can type an X in the Zoom video chat or anywhere else, or make an X symbol, and we'll back up and we'll do something else. If something happens that we're okay having in the game, but we don't want a graphic description of it, we can type an N in the Zoom chat, and we'll fade to black on it or put it behind a veil. So it'll be there, but we won't go into detail. Finally, if we're exploring a topic or an area of roleplay that's particularly intense for us, but we want to keep going anyway, we can put an O in the chat to let us know we're okay and that we're all good to keep piling on the drama. Something else we can do is put an O with a question mark after it when we're moving into a difficult topic, or if we say or we do something and then think, maybe that might have been a little too much, well then everyone else can respond to that again with an X, an N, or an O and let us know if we're still doing okay. We're also using the pause. If any of us needs to take some time, we can ask for a pause in the game while we discuss things or just take a break for as long as anyone needs. Now, we do have, I am gathering content warnings for this game, which you can see if you type bang ISCW, exclamation point ISCW. The game may contain body horror, surreal imagery, and references to memory loss, death, and existential crisis. Those are the things I was able to think of before, as we were getting ready. As we think of others, we will add them to the list, as this whole thing goes. But the point being, we do remember that we have an open door policy here, which means if any of us or any of you, if you need to, you can feel free to step away from this at any time. It's just a game. Mental health is always more important. And that said, we shall now dive in here and sort of look into what we are doing. The thing about the gray, we have all been in the gray for quite some time, it seems. It feels as though it's been something like 10 months that we've been in the gray. It is an unfortunate thing that sometimes you very eagerly will go into a house where you believe that there are people you want to see in there. And the fact will remain that the automated defense system was never disengaged because the inside isn't where it's supposed to be. So it seems as though you've lost a little time. You've entered the gray upon entering the house. And you are starting to come out of it at this point. I am going to draw a card.
Oh, that didn't take long at all.
I know, right? Right out the gate. I am going to draw a card so that we might see where things lie. Let me go ahead and someone is trying to communicate with me. Let me do that. Okay. So, card, right. Let me see if I remember how this game works. All right, now I will press that. And then I will open the thing. One day I will learn proper nouns. Let's see, we are at card 45. Okay. Let me see if I can actually display it. There we go. I no longer have to change screens.
Amazing.
So, I know! The wonders of technology! The Watcher is the card that we have. Let me go ahead and actually pull it up in this separate place so that I can just read where I can read the print. The wisdom that comes from taking the time to observe and contemplate before acting cannot be overstated. The Watcher watches. He observes from afar, assessing and contemplating. He records what he sees and analyzes the data. He remains ever vigilant from his vantage point. Nothing slips by his eternal gaze. The sovereign of mysteries, the Watcher is a father figure. He shares his knowledge with those close to him and advises those he deems worthy. In divination, the Watcher card indicates that one must pay close attention. Often the next card turned suggests exactly what they should pay attention to, but other times it is a more general guideline. Stay alert! The Watcher presages the involvement of a parent or parental figure, particularly in the context of imparting wisdom or knowledge. It is often considered a positive card for this reason. So, you are not in the observatory, but you are in something like an observatory. It's in an attic somewhere. You get the sense that you are in fact at the party. There is essentially you have this sort of, it looks like a large sort of attic that's been cleared out. Lights have been strung up. There is some light music playing. There's a little sort of cocktail bar off to the side with various drinks and what have you, and various furniture at which you have various people sort of lounging in various positions. Off sort of further toward the toward the back end of the attic where people can like go up and down this set of stairs. Front end of the attic, you have this setup of a telescope, which is a pretty big one, actually, that seems to be pointing out through this open window. You can see sort of clouds through the window. You think there might be a night sky beyond it. So it's hard to truly say. And there are various other things, accoutrements in this room, sort of in what might look like, and there's an orrery that's kind of moving around in the corner. There is a there you see there are a few things that look like they are measuring devices of various types, sort of off to the side. It's sort of in a lab table that's moved off to the side that has like a microscope and a few other things. And there are several, like, on these shelves, you see these thick, what look like probably log books of some kind. There is the closest individual to you. There is, in an overstuffed armchair, there is an octopus currently sitting. It appears to be reading a magazine. The title of which is Sartorial Saturnine. It seems to be a fashion magazine that they are currently perusing, and that's where you have landed. You're going to each notice a thing. I'm going to try something if you're willing. And if if you're not willing, you can say not it, and that's perfectly fine. There is you're each going to notice a thing here that is either out of place to you, as far as your character would consider out of place, or there's something that your character thinks should be here but isn't. And so I'd like each of you to give me one of those if you have a moment. Who would like to state a thing first that you're noticing as you are resolving back into consciousness here? And don't cheat and say that there are two of your companions missing, because we know that. They have not yet returned from the gray.
We either notice something is missing or wait.
Either there's something here that shouldn't be, or there's not something here that should be.
You want us to name what it is, or?
Yeah. You're each going to notice one thing that seems to you out of place, either by its presence or its absence.
I want to say that the angel spirit that was responsible partially for causing the severing of the anchor that Aroshka and I had discovered at her old house happens to be there enjoying a drink.
Okay. Do we remember? Did we name that angel? Do we know? I
don't think so.
Okay. I remember there was one. Presently, yes, you recognize that angel who basically is over there, sort of near the bar and just sort of drinking. You do notice that they no longer there. They look different, slightly. There's maybe their clothing is dirtier. It's hard to say. Their wings are looking slightly less fabulous. But they are, yes, they're over by the bar hanging out, listening intently to a couple of folks just sort of chatting randomly.
I want to say, because there was like a telescope, right?
Yeah.
How about I feel like there should be a star chart, but it's missing.
Yes. I'm sorry, did I cut you off? Was there something else you were going to say?
That's it. That was all. I was
Okay.
motioning in the general direction of on the wall.
Yes, it's over there. So yes, there is a spot for one, actually, where it's like that, where it looks like there's this cork board, in the place where you would sort of pin up a star chart. But it's not there. There's nothing on there. There's it looks like, well, you know, from this distance, you're not, you're sure, but it basically looks like there was supposed to be something there, and there isn't. Aroshka notices. Also, in the shelf next to it looks slightly barer, perhaps, than it should. Perhaps you've been here before. It's hard to say.
Is this a relatively clean area? Something that seems to be like where it's cleaned on a regular basis?
Most attics are kind of musty. This one, I would assume, is cleaner than most attics, but so it's someone's cleaned up, but it's perhaps still got, you're probably not going to see any cobwebs, but you might see, there might still be some dust around that they missed.
Perfect statement, because if that's how it looks, then Shantano notices what seems to be what could be a spider egg sac or something. Just one of those
Oh no.
balls covered in
Uh-oh.
spider webs. For some reason, it's there. And for some,
Yeah. Yeah. It's just,
I see what you're doing.
no,
just sort
I'm
of-
not doing anything.
It's right there, up in the
Gosh,
corner.
I'm concerned.
They seem to have missed it when they were cleaning. It's just sitting there. No spider web. What would you all like to do?
I know.
Oh, I should point out, by the way, also, as this was asked in chat, and I only responded in text, but I will also say it here, just so that everyone officially knows, the octopus is currently is dressed up a little. They are wearing a bow tie. So I just wanted to make sure that was specified. Yeah.
It's a very important detail.
Yes, very important detail.
Well, I know Shantana wants to go check out that egg sac.
Yeah, sure.
That I conspicuously placed in a very clean room. Ball of spider web.
Okay. You're going to head over and you're going to start sort of examining the web. And I feel as though that's another card drawing activity.
Of course.
I'm getting that sense.
Clearly.
I just have that feeling. I have that card drawing feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm going to do that. Okay. You've drawn the Blind Guardian. That's right.
Helpful commentary.
The Blind Guardian watches over us like a protector. That's probably our door it guards. Because of its blindness, it confronts all intruders equally, from the lowest vermin to the most powerful god, from the purest angel to the vilest demon. Its blindness also confers a calmness. You'll never see the Guardian worry or fret, nor will you see it eager or anticipatory. To those that seek what it guards, it is a difficult challenge. You cannot bribe or charm this Guardian, and despite its blindness, or because of it, it is very difficult to fool or deceive. In divination, although it can represent a challenge arising before one can proceed, typically this card is a positive turn, indicating safety or serenity. If some sort of authority figure or any judgment at all is involved, this card indicates that they can be counted on to be impartial. Rarely it suggests literal blindness involved. Interesting. Okay. It is a silver card. So silver is currently up, gold is down, and let me see if I have the means to signify that, or if that is, can I? Let me see if I can actually open that up there. Huh. Well, we shall endeavor to not worry about that then. There is a, let me remove that filter real quick. Technical stuff is happening. Please stand by while technical stuff happens as we attempt to make it go. All right. Okay, that's not going to load for us today. That's all right. We shall try again later. In any case. Oh, wait, I remember how this goes. Once again, Jim has forgotten how everything works. 3, 2, 1, and there it is. We're under the silver sun currently. Situationally, not literally. Okay. So, yes, so as you're coming up to this web, you see this egg sac sort of sitting in there, and there is a very tiny spider that is currently that has just crawled up on top of the egg sac. And if you didn't know any better, you would say that it's looking at you.
Damn it, I think I have to reach out to the spider.
You need to reach out to the spider?
Yeah.
Okay. In what fashion would you like to reach out? Just physically, or are you going to do a thing?
Just physically, like hesitantly reach towards it, Okay. See, like questioning, like, is this a message? Am I supposed to glean something from this?
Okay. It is looking as you're sort of reaching. You reach your hand up, and it will cautiously just sort of like scuttle back for a second, scuttle forward. And if you hold your hand up there, it will actually hop onto your hand, onto one of your fingers. And slowly start crawling up it. Do you have your hand? Do you have your hand palm up, or do you have your hand palm down?
I'd say palm down.
Okay. Note to self: add spiders to the content warning. That's right. Sometimes you remember these things quite suddenly. So, you said palm down?
Mm-hmm.
So yes, so it'll crawl onto it'll stop right about here at this place on your hand. And just sort of look up at you expectantly. You feel as though it's giving you a look of the kind that's sort of like, "Can I help you?"
I guess I can just ask it. It's like, are you able to help me find a demon?
So, you're not sure exactly where this is coming from, but you can kind of hear it say. You sort of hear it say to you, in some fashion. Just this very measured voice comes out of it. That you at least can hear. Why do you want to find a demon?
Because it's what Ithamad asked for.
It scuttles backwards a little bit. Who is Igthamad?
It's the spider queen god person.
It must be one of the... Is it one of the cousins? One of the grand cousins?
Out of character, am I supposed to know that?
No, not necessarily. You don't know. I mean, you could, I guess, but depends on how much your character is studied up on spiders.
So no, I don't know that.
Yeah, it's like... So yeah, it sort of indicates that it sort of as Cox had said. I'm not directly familiar with... I'm not of her brood. I am of Rajathamus. Likely her cousin. Why does she want... She wants a demon?
Or a part of one.
Part of one. I have not seen any demons here. You may be able to look for one. There are means here, from what I understand. There is a way to see into other places somewhere in this structure. You might find it from there. I would be careful, though. Demons are... You know, my understanding is they're bad news. I have never met one.
I feel like I'm courting danger constantly.
Really? How are they doing? I haven't seen danger in a very long time.
Oh no, not literal danger.
Oh, okay.
But by that I kind of meant the literal murder.
Oh, murder. I've heard of murder. Murder was here, in a sense, and also was not here. A little while ago. It's from what I heard, it was strange. Not directly here.
Oh, did I just miss them? I mean,
no, I don't think. This was perhaps some time. It is difficult to know how long ago it was, actually. Time is behaving strangely in this place now. It is harder to perceive. There's been a lot of interactions with the unmoored community, and it becomes... The further in one gets, the less one can be certain of.
oh well. thought maybe if they were here, we could have gone and got coffee or something.
Well, I think they do have coffee over by the bar. It says, gesturing with one of its legs, its tiny legs.
Well, thank you for your assistance. But just out of curiosity, what is Rixanas like?
Oh, Rajathimas is yes. Well, very, very protective. Very doesn't actually want us to. Some of us feel like. Some of us feel like she doesn't want us to see. Everything that is out there. Very. She draws a very hard line when there are, at talk of demons. I probably shouldn't even have mentioned it to you, but you seem okay.
I'm generally known as being pretty okay, if not better.
Yeah. Me too. Okay, well, I've got to guard the eggs, but I just wanted to just make sure you're okay and you've got what you need.
I'll definitely keep an eye out for that thing that will help me spot demons and look into other dimensions.
Yes. I know there's one. I know there is one in this place somewhere. It just a thing that lets you look into other places. I forget what humans call it. It's kind of like that, but bigger, and it just sort of gestures with another tiny leg at the telescope.
All right, I'll definitely keep an eye out for that.
It nods. Okay. And says, "Well, good luck." And it turns around and it scuttles back along your hand if you allow it to.
Yeah, I'm not gonna hurt your tiny spider.
It'll scuttle back along, and it'll just sort of lasso it'll lasso and a little splint of wood and swing back onto the egg sac where it continues reading Kierkegaard. And what's everyone else doing?
I guess I'm gonna look for Isabella. Yeah.
Okay. By what means shall ye look for Isabella?
I was just gonna walk around.
Just walk around and ask?
Yeah.
Okay.
And try to be chill about it and not like I'm freaking out.
I have part of the answer already, but I'm going to select the rest of the answer now from the deck.
Oh boy.
Really?
This always goes well.
Really? Okay. So I'm gonna. So remember that I just added spiders to the content warning.
Oh boy.
So I am. I'm going to very briefly show this image, but I'm going to issue a content warning. There is a large spider in it. There is also it is making contact with a person in a very unnerving way. Before I show this image, so I'm only going to show it briefly, it includes both. This is an image on a card that includes both spiders and body horror. So we get to have that. So I'm only going to show it briefly, and then I'm going to go to gray with it because we don't want to. We don't want to cause too much issue, but there it is. That is the harvesting spider that has been drawn.
Oh boy!
And that is a red card. That is under the red sun. So right now red is up and blue is down. So there we go. That filter has been adjusted.
My emotional support black cat.
Yes, it's good. It's good to have these right now. But as for the harvesting spider, spiders are so many things: builders, weavers, and caretakers, but also hunters, killers, and blood drinkers. The harvesting spider cares for her young, but at the expense of what she harvests, and that just might be you.
I'm so glad I didn't pull this card.
Yeah, I know, right? It's funny how that happened. She is stealthy and sneaky. Her many footsteps are silent. Regardless, spiders never stop working. They build and create to serve specific purposes. In divination, as terrifying as this card appears, its meanings are more esoteric but still significant. The always active spider signifies action. Act immediately. Work hard. Success can be had, but only as a result of action and toil. The harvesting spider is also a subtle hunter, and thus can suggest that stealth might be required in one's endeavors. So, one moment whilst I adjust a thing. Let's see. Okay. Okay, got it. So, you are wandering through here, Arushka. You are looking just sort of in the attic. You are sort of looking around from person to person, asking about, have you seen Isabella? And most of these individuals have not seen Isabella. Recently, they were like, oh, I think she was in... No, I haven't seen her for a few hours. I don't know. I think, she went down to check on something, I think. I don't know. And then an individual with whom you are at least passingly familiar comes up into the attic holding a blue cocktail, and short fellow carrying a blue cigarette. And,
cigarette or cocktail?
Both.
Oh.
The cocktail's in one hand, the cigarette's in the other. He has a blue cigarette, and this is Bravish, who is a Vance, you may remember. He was there. Not only he was at this party, you saw him at this party, but then also he was at that other party that was going on at the Vance mansion.
The one where I abandoned them?
Yes, where all manner of crap went down. He seemed okay with it, actually. He wasn't. He was like the only one there that wasn't like freaking out, pretty much. So he is. He's coming up. He's got cocktail in one hand, cigarette in the other. He's actually got a cane hooked over his arm, his cane, as he's coming up the stairs, and he's like, yes. And he just, without even sort of glancing up, without even thinking about it, he sort of reaches his glass up, and as he's struggling to get up the last few steps, he has a little trouble walking sometimes. He will, because he wants to use his cane for a second, he will sort of hold up his glass and say, could you hold on to this for a second for me?
I guess I'll take his blue cocktail.
You take his blue cocktail. He then rights himself, and the cane is not in fact blue. The cane is just sort of brown. Just sort of looks sort of a reddish brown with a curved golden handle. But as he sort of comes up, he's wearing he's dressed nicely. He's wearing a suit. Comes up and he looks up. Aroshka. Hello.
Oh.
Are you back or are you still here?
Back. We left for a while.
Okay. And he's getting up. He gets up the stairs. He kind of adjusts his spectacles, and he comes around. He's like, there we go. And he will reach back up. Do you hand him back his cocktail?
Yeah. I'll hand it back his brain.
All right. And you're like, so, fancy seeing you here. How are you doing? How have you been doing? We didn't really get to talk much when you were here before, I don't think.
I've been quite busy. Many things happening. I don't suppose anything weird that you noticed happened here
Several things.
while we were gone. Oh.
Yes. Well, I haven't been back for a while now. I haven't been able to leave. And it may be why we started attempting to. Yes, well, so Isabel decided that it might be a good idea to start piloting the party around through the ether, as it were, the in between, to try and see if it would be possible to find somewhere to land. We lost our portal, don't you know? And so she had been working on that, but I actually So that's since then we've been we've met a few very nice people. It's a lot of them are a lot of them are Elderbryn. They have vehicles that they can pilot through this stuff. But no, it has not really been. We have a good amount of supplies, but occasionally we have been a little concerned that we're going to have to start raiding other parties, and that might be an issue if we don't find purchase. Something did shift recently, though. I'm not exactly sure what it was.
Wild.
I haven't had time to put a proper grid together to actually sort it out. You know, as it's been rather distracted. He says again, holding up the drink and taking his wig. I just feel like there's something just on the tip of my tongue, and I can't get at it. It's very strange. Sorry, go ahead.
I don't suppose you know where Isabella is.
I last saw her heading in the direction of the Conservatory, I believe. We didn't have a conservatory earlier. You didn't put one in here when you put this place together, did you?
It's been so long.
I know, it's hard. It's hard. I barely remembered that I knew you when I saw you here before, I'm afraid. And I do apologize for that. I've remembered more now.
Well, hopefully nothing else weird happens. So I'm just gonna go find Isabel. Some things to discuss.
Yeah. Oh no, fine. Yes, but no. She's down. She's probably down in the conservatory area. At least that's where I saw her. There's a lot of motion in that direction. Quite recently. I don't know why.
I couldn't possibly guess.
Do be careful when you go down there. It is, I've only peeked in, but it is rather... I think it's bigger than it looks.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't really seen a lot of people that go in come back out. So do be careful about that bit.
Will do. Thanks. Can I help you get to a seat or anything before I go?
Oh, no, thank you very much. No, I should be fine. Once I'm up here, I should be good. I just wanted to chat with a few folks and see if Kiam, and it sort of gestures. Oh, there you are, and the octopus looks up and raises a tentacle and waves. And is going to start rolling in his direction also. What has Mac been doing during this time?
So Mac is going to be eyeing the angel.
Yes.
And he's just going to glance around, and on his way, he's just going to stroll over as if he's been at this party like for the past millennia or so. And on his way, grab a drink off a passing servant's tray, and then quirk an eyebrow at the angel and just say, "Don't you find your presence here to be a little hypocritical?"
Wait a minute. I know you. Also, hi Hawkeye, thank you for the raid. We're playing Invisible Sun! It's been forever. No, so the angel turns and they look at you and they're like, I do know you. Are you the one that brought me here?
I didn't really bring you here. It's just that I had happened to bring you to the establishment that was actually very important to the well-being of this place. And you... well, you performed an act that we wish you did not.
And, like... Really? Which act would that be?
Severing the anchor that kept this endless party from drifting across the void.
Oh, that act, yes. I've started rather regretting it myself. Tell you, you know, when you have a structure, when you have a hierarchy, and you rely on it, and you believe in it, and they give you, you think all you need to do your work. Then, sadly, when you do your duty and you report a thing, they tell you, okay, great, take care of it.
No, I can't say that I've experienced that.
No, well, perhaps count yourself lucky, because I'm discovering it's very much not as delightful as one might have hoped. See, yes, I did rather detach this place. It was in violation, because that was my duty. They told me go in and detach it, so I did. Unfortunately, I'm afraid my partners decided it was more important to get it detached than to wait until I was back in the silver before finishing. So, I've been here ever since, I'm afraid. And there seems to be no way out.
No, I believe that is something that we're going to have to remedy. And I don't even think I would need to use any of my skills to coerce you into repaying us for your poor indiscretion.
Repaying you? You broke the law of the wardens. I was doing my job.
Oh. You know, there are many places where folks have claimed that doing their job was defense for their rather consequential actions, and it didn't really help them.
And they'll sort of like set their glass down, and just sort of weaving back and forth will be like, see here, being here in this place with all these humans. It's not exactly been pleasant.
I'm sorry, you have something against us humans?
And he's like, oh, I don't know. He just sort of looks around. It's like, you're in a constant state of destroying everything you create. You must have noticed.
I just seem to remember you actually destroying something that we created. Well, by we, I mean my associate, who, and he just looks around for Aroshka.
Aroshka's talking to a short guy with a blue cigarette.
To my associate, who happens to be a little indisposed at the moment. But I think you realize that you're going to be known. I'm sorry, what is your name again?
Oh, you're not going to get me like that. I know who you are.
Relax, I'm not going to... I tend to summon and work with more competent spiritual beings. Those who express and expound upon this idea of accountability.
He's just sort of like, accountability. You even know. Well, by that same token, you probably won't have to worry about me so much. If they're just going to abandon me here, I don't think that there's much. Maybe I don't feel so much like going back.
Well, that's all well and good, but I believe that there are some folks here who do need a break from the Endless Party. But more importantly, I don't think you want to be known as the spirit who ended the Endless Party. You would never be able to show your incorporeal form anywhere without experiencing even more exclusion than you already do among your peers.
And just sort of narrows their eyes. Maybe. What do you want?
No, I believe you are going to do something to assist us in re-anchoring the Endless Party.
I'm feeling as though... Yes, I'm feeling as though this is probably going to be a thing where we're trying to... Heavens help us, I'm going to try to engage with the rules. I feel as though this is a thing where you're trying to convince this... obviously, you're going to try to convince this angel to help you out. And so, the challenge for this... let's see, the angel is currently drunk. I have absolutely no memory in my head of what level this angel was the first time we encountered them. But I'm going to assume that one... So I'm just going to... We're going to... So we're going to call this one a 5 for right now. That at this point, the challenge for this is 5. Now, do you have things you want to bring to bear in your attempt to convince this angel to help out?
Yes, actually, I am going to cast, or I'm going to use my ability, Spirit of the Orator, in which the spirit of a renowned orator enters my mind and assists with everything I say, and I gain 3 enhancements to my interaction.
Excellent. Excellent. So I believe... Yeah, go ahead.
So, I need to remember this. In order to cast my Forte skill, I need to use sorcery, right?
You know, I actually have... I actually read this not too long ago. And
really?
I still... Oh. Yeah, I have been reading the books!
Oh my goodness.
It's even more dangerous. Now, I actually have... I have read more of the... I've been reading the books, strangely enough. So there's a chance I might actually... And it's not that I know that I know the rules any better. It's just that I'm starting to be able to perhaps recall a time when I read a thing. So let me see. And you are trying to... the words are slipping out of my head again of the things the thing that you were just asking. This is when you're trying to... Is that one of the common spells? Spirit of the Orator?
No, that's my Forte skill, actually.
Your Forte skill. Okay. All right. So that's in this one. That's right. There was a thing about activating your Forte skills using... Okay. Yeah. Assuming that... Yeah. Hang on. We have that going on. Spirit of the Orator. And this is actually... This is for activating your Forte, so... Check to see. There are two places. Yes. Okay. Yes. Wait. Yeah. Okay, that isn't the key. Okay. Using abilities. Using a forward ability is an action most of the time. You roll to see if it takes effect. Like any action, you can use Bene to add to your venture. Further, you can always add the ability level. You always add the ability level to the venture. Challenges the level of the target modified by defenses or other factors. Okay, and we know all that. Okay. So I don't think it's necessarily, unless Spirit of the Orator specifically says it, I don't think you're necessarily going to have to spend anything, at least in this moment I'm imagining, but you can if you want to use Bene.
Oh, no. I don't think. It doesn't say I have to spend anything.
Yeah.
Okay, well.
So yeah, and that in and of itself is level 5, so you've got him.
Yes. Well, I mean, that moves my interaction pool to 8 right now, I believe. No, 7. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So yeah, you're good. Actually, you don't even have to roll.
Okay.
Because it's level 5, and the challenge is 5. So the way that I'm reading that.
Well, no, it just adds it adds 3 enhancements to my interaction pool, and so my interaction pool
that's right.
is 4.
Oh, that's right.
So that's 7.
You're not using it directly against him, but it's 4.
Right.
Your interaction pool is 4, and it's okay. Brain.
Okay, so it's 7, and then that means I have to. What do I roll? I roll dice for this.
Yeah, okay, that's right. Your interaction pool. So you can add so you get additional Bene you can add to your interaction pool for this action. If you would like to do so, that will give you, I think, a +1. You would roll a single die.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a spell. That's right. Spirit of the Orator you cast on yourself, so you're not actually rolling for that specifically, but you're using it to increase. That's right. Okay, you spend the Bene, and I think you get a +1 for that. Just from your interaction pool, and that's basically all the Bene you can spend on this particular one. So that would be a +1 for that. Is there anything else you want to bring in that would, for as far as an advantage or anything on this before you roll?
I don't think I have anything here. Oh wait. I looked at my sheet and I'm like, Sagan. What's Sagan? Oh, right, my familiar.
Oh yeah.
I forgot I had a familiar, and now I'm trying to remember what bonus, if any, does it give me.
That's a great question.
You know what? That's fine. We're just going to roll as it is.
Okay.
And then I'm going to research what happens.
I like the mental image of a bunch of powerful wizards in this world being like trying to cast a spell and be like, wait, how do I do that?
It's a level 1 spirit. Remains with as an advisor, granting 1 Bene.
I rolled an 8. It's a 9.
Okay.
So.
Oh yeah, you're good.
Okay. Sorry, Sagan. Didn't need you this time.
What? Okay, yeah, sure. Just sort of looks up from like cleaning himself. Yeah, no. So you so yeah, the angel sort of weaving back and forth. There's like, well, hell, it can't get much worse. Yeah, okay. I need there's a. I'm gonna need to find if you've got like where is this place's fulcrum? I've been looking. I have a feeling it was that place that you summoned me into, but I can't find it.
Yes, because it's no longer attached. I'm guessing that we're gonna have to look for a new fulcrum.
Oh hell! See, it'd be a lot easier to do it from there if that's around, but if it's no longer here, okay.
All right. Well,
So
I guess you're with me then. Try not to drink too much. Okay. Last thing we need is a.
Nope. This is my last one. Okay. All right. Let's staple this house down.
You're inspiring much confidence in this venture. And at that, he's going to make his way over to Aroshka.
Yes.
Somehow, this person who has no idea what a fulcrum is, along with an angel who's only destroyed fulcrums, is somehow going to find a way to re-anchor this place safely.
With such a plan, how could we possibly fail? Yes, Aroshka is finishing up her conversation with Bravich. Shantano, you also have finished your conversation with the little spider.
Did the spider have a name?
I'm sure the spider has a name, but it didn't come up.
Oh.
Would you like to know the spider's name?
Only if you feel like it.
Ecshia.
Ooh. Sounds like a skin disease.
That may be why they don't usually say their name.
All right. Well, if I see them approaching, I'm gonna be like, well, we gotta go back to the what is it, Conservatory? That's the one with the giant telescopes that told me it was dangerous and I should leave, isn't it?
The conservatory?
Yeah, I feel like last time we were here, I went into a room that had a bunch of giant telescopes that whispered to me that it was dangerous and I should leave.
Oh, you did. That was not the conservatory.
Oh, okay, good. I was like, I don't know that I want to go back there, actually. Cool. That's chill. That's good then. If I see Mac and Shantano approaching, I'm gonna be like, hey, Isabel's in the conservatory.
You do not remember putting a conservatory in here, but then again, there's a lot you don't remember, so it's possible. There are things coming back to you, but it's because sort of now, ever since you learned that you helped build this place, or you helped the creation of this place, you're remembering bits and pieces, but it's it's still vague. But yeah. A conservatory is just one of those things that comes out of left field. It's like, we don't have a conservatory, do we?
Does a conservatory have something like that, but bigger? Like pointing to the telescope.
Isn't a conservatory like a music room?
It's a place where you keep plants.
Oh.
I'm just asking. As Shantano, I'm asking.
Well, I guess Aroshka will answer, no, I think it's a place where you keep plants. I didn't know we had one here.
Do you know where I can find something that looks like a telescope but bigger?
Last time I was here, I ran into a room that matched that description, but the telescopes told me that it was dangerous and I should leave. So I did.
And you let it just bully you out of the room?
It wasn't bullying me. It sounded very concerned. Like it was scared for me. I frequently listen to objects.
Oh, right.
When they tell me to do things. Kind of my MO.
Well, that's how we know you're just never going to be able to make it as a goetic, frankly. If you're just going to listen to everything that everyone tells you.
Well, it's a good thing I'm not a goetic, I guess. Anyways, we can go back to the giant telescope room if we must. Just fair warning, it's apparently very dangerous. Not that that stopped us from doing anything ever before, but...
I think I remember being shot out of a cannon before.
That is a thing that happened.
That is a thing that happened, but we didn't do that here.
No. I think the point of being scared of something dangerous is past.
Like of any dangerous thing, or what?
I do remember shrinking down and going into a reactor and being chased by some weird monster.
We're having one of those episodes in a sitcom where it's just everybody's remembering all the things that happened. It's sort of a cheap way of just adding filler to our show.
Yeah, basically.
This is a clip show, everybody.
And I think it's tactically also dangerous for me to try to start a relationship with murder, but...
I mean, that does sound sort of dangerous. Why, was that a thing you were thinking about?
Yes, thinking about.
Oh, well, good luck then, I guess.
Yeah, no, that totally hasn't already happened.
Oh, well then, congratulations.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I'm gonna go to the conservatory and find Isabel just to make sure, I didn't hurt her or anything when we accidentally punted this place into the ether.
Well, we didn't. I just want to make it clear that we didn't punt it. It was this. It was this person, or this spirit, and he
that's
points
good.
out.
I don't know.
I feel significantly less guilty if I can blame this
Wait, you're
angel.
this one. You were talking about shrinking down and going into an important globe thing, right? That sounds very suspicious.
You weren't there, so you wouldn't know.
It's true. I wasn't there either, but
I might have been there. I might have not been there.
I seem to remember there being at the time, and you were talking to someone. I don't know if it was this angel. It might have been, or it might have been someone else.
Wasn't it my friend?
But someone was telling you the one thing you don't want to do. If you have an etheric nexus, is to shrink down and go inside it. Is to pass through the center of an etheric nexus.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, that's about par for the course.
I think that actually might have been. I can't remember if that was directly
I feel like that
Sam's
was
character,
my
or if
friend.
that was like, I don't know. Anyway,
Didn't we run into a friend who was like, "This is impossible," and I was like, "Yeah, but I did it, so help."
I think the character that Sam was playing when they guested might have been involved in that, but I can't remember if they were the one who had the specific warning. They knew it was impossible. They did issue that warning.
And yet.
And
somehow
I was is like, so that's not possible. I'm like, so, but I have one right here. Apparently I made it, so.
Yeah, that's an issue. I think they helped you out with it, with the calibration and such of it, or trying to figure it out, if I recall. Because it was like, I don't know if it was actually you directly building it or if Gilda actually built the thing, but it was at your direction either way. But that was before you. That's not current you.
Current me doesn't remember anything about past. That's not true. I remember some things about past me, but nothing important apparently.
So, do you need our assistance with finding Isabel?
No, I can do that by myself if you guys want to find the dangerous telescope room. I can give you general directions towards it.
Well, no, I think we should all go there together because, you're the person who, at one point in your life, had the actual expertise to build an anchor/nexus.
That's true. Yeah. I certainly did know that at one point in history. Anyway, let's go to the conservatory first. I just want to talk to Isabel really quick.
Oh yeah, we should definitely introduce ourselves to the host. That's just proper manners.
Maybe she can help.
Definitely.
She remembers more than I do, and she was apparently involved, so... Yeah!
Yeah, what can go wrong?
What could possibly go wrong? Let's just invite my ex-girlfriend to come help us out with this. It's fine. She'll benefit from it. It's all good. Do I know where the conservatory that I don't recall having created is?
Well, you do not, but you can probably find it.
Okay.
If you want to get directions to it. Because, I mean, Bravish apparently knows where it is, so he can point you that way if you want.
Sure. Sorry to bother you again, but which way
yes,
did
yes.
you say?
Because he turns from
Where
his
did you say the
conversation with the
conservatory
octopus.
was?
There. He actually had, he and
Shake
the
the
octopus are
octopus's
doing
tentacle.
shots right now.
Oh dear.
And so they're doing that thing where the tentacle is twirled around his arm, and they're drinking like that. Like they both.
Considering where an
drink.
octopus's mouth is, that must be very interesting.
It is, but it is a considerable amount of tentacle. But in any case,
Is Bravish confused that I, the person who built this place, doesn't know what a conservatory is?
no. Bravish knows your deal.
Okay.
Bravish knows that you don't remember
Forgot
stuff.
everything.
Well, Bravish figured that out when you came back.
Oh, and was like, what's this about
'Cause
me
remember, he was-
sacrificing myself? What did I do?
Yeah, he was at that first party.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
so he's aware of that. But that said, and he knows that was like basically a different time for you. So he's fine with it. But no, he's able to tell you where it is. Is that you basically have to. He says, "Well, the architecture has changed just a bit since you were last here. Rather more chaotically than usual. There are bits showing up that I don't remember here, but then again, this place reached into so many places that it's hard to really say. But you head down the stairs. You go down through the kitchen, and you take a right at the massage parlor.
Oh.
And then you'll pass by the through the hall that's next to the auto body works, and sort of step into the wall. There's a doorway drawn there. Step into it's drawn in crayon, so we could remember where it was. So you step through the crayon door, and then you will be in the conservatory.
Okay. Oh, thank you.
Hey, you're most welcome. Absolutely.
Go on
He
to
waves
the
goodbye.
conservatory.
The octopus waves goodbye. And the angel is just sort of scratching their head as you're heading down. It's just sort of like, if the dimensions of this place are changing rapidly, then if we're close to, then we might be close to somewhere. If we're close to somewhere, then we might be at least temporarily anchored. Maybe?
We did enter the party through the Duchess's house. She was a little concerned. Did she come with us, or she's just standing outside unguarded?
You're not sure. You've lost time.
Oh dear.
You were all entering the house. You remember going into the house. You're not sure whether the Duchess followed you or not.
Well, hopefully she doesn't get assassinated.
But he says, if this place is attached itself to a building, then that's good. We can take advantage of that. But in order to nail it down, we've got to have some kind of a fulcrum, because we don't know how long this is gonna stay like this before it blows off again in another direction. They were starting to talk about there was a there's like a shopping mall drifting around out there somewhere, and they were starting to talk about raiding it, so it would probably be better if we just nail this down so they don't have to do that.
I'm sorry,
Yes,
did you say a shopping center?
Yes, out in the out among the various folks who are adrift out here. The unmoored.
My goodness. And he just whispers to Chantal, I can't believe that thing is still floating. Because if we remember, that's when the party crashers actually used to crash the endless party.
Yeah, that they did. They attacked from a strip mall. So he
Was
could
there
be talking
more than
about
one?
that, or he could be talking about something else entirely. There could be a whole Mall of America drifting around in the ether. It's hard to know.
That'd be nice to have roller coasters in the Mall of America.
I've never been there. I need to check
I've
that
been there
out.
once, many years ago.
I bet that is very exciting for Shawtails to learn of.
Do you think it's the same one? Should we tell it's the gruel, right? Was it the gruel who crashed the party in the shopping mall?
So the people who crashed the party, it was a resistance group from the Gold.
Gold, yes.
That were it was sort of it was kind of a guerrilla group, yeah, if you want to think about it. It was they were being led by a Vizsla, who you apprehended.
If that's the same one, should we tell the queen about it? I mean, she seemed kind of nice. All things considered.
We could, but I don't think we can actually reach her right now.
Well, anyway, let's go talk to Isabel, who owns this place. Let her make decisions. And tell her about our theory, the mall, too. She'd probably want to know that.
Excellent. So you head down the stairs. You go down a couple sets of winding stairs. You go through a very large and well-appointed kitchen that looks almost Victorian, which looks a little bit different from the way that you remember it. It has multiple. There are like at least 3 ovens in here, and very large ovens. As you go through, you take a right past the massage parlor.
The auto body shop.
You take the left-hand corridor that you can see turns into sort of this corridor that goes past this place with glass windows that you sort of look out, and there are people working on a car in there. They've got a Model T up on the lift, and they're putting some sort of glowing orb into it. It's hard to know, and it's probably nothing. It's probably fine, and
Nothing to concern ourselves with.
you. Yeah, no, that's all right. You go past until you round the corner, and you see there, in the sort of in this nook, that is kind of sort of like those sort of little playrooms they set up in places in waiting rooms. So there's like this very this colorful carpet, and there are building blocks and a couple of games and stuff down there, and a big box of crayons. And on the wall, drawn in crayon, you see a door, a big sort of arched door. And the word Conservatory is written in crayon on the door.
Classy.
Yeah.
Classiest establishment I've ever been in. All right, well, let's go in there.
All right. You lead the way.
Isabel still there. I'm going to confidently walk through this wall.
It's a funny thing.
Oh, here we go.
As you are heading in, you realize that the door tells you, the wall kind of tells you that you have to actually open it. So you reach down and you turn an invisible knob, and the door opens.
Good.
It sort of swings
Thank you,
open,
Walt.
and it's like, "You're welcome. Now, if you come back this way, could you please see if you could get them to,
I'm gonna
clean
like
me? There's so many crayon marks on me now."
Oh, I'm so sorry. Most people can't talk to doors to ask where the doorknob is, so they require directions. But I'll see if somebody can maybe write it on a piece of paper.
They
and
just
tape it
drop
next
their
to you or
kids
something.
off here, and when they go to work on the car, and
Oh,
it's
sure.
it's unfortunate. They write all over me.
I'm gonna pop back into the other room really quick and see if there's like a piece of paper or something.
Oh yeah, no, there's like there's a couple of little sort of desk
I'm gonna write a
islands.
note on the piece of paper that's like the door politely requests somebody wash it, please.
That's very kind of you. That's very good of you. So you do that, and you leave that there for one of the auto employees to come by and see.
Okay,
It is
I'm
a
gonna go
little
back
strange
through.
in and of itself, there being an auto body shop, because it's not out of the question, but it must mean someone was having a party there, basically.
Maybe it was like an employee party.
Yeah, probably. It was probably an employee party. Because that's sort of really how this place functions. It latches on to parties that are happening.
It's a party leech.
The idea of it. In a sense, yes. A celebratory vampire, if you will. Celebration vampire.
Aroshka takes a moment to
Gonna work
contemplate the existential meaning of her invention.
Vampiric celebration. So, you step through. Are others also stepping through, or are they waiting to see if anything happens to Aroshka before stepping through?
I'll step through.
Well, I'll step through too. We're all in this together.
Excellent.
Until we're not.
So we're not.
I'm gonna draw a card.
Sascha already
Oh,
knows
boy.
nothing bad can ever happen to them.
That's right. Everything is fine.
It can't possibly go worse than my last life, so
You mean fair?
it could go exactly as bad, but it couldn't be worse.
It's an important distinction to make. So, let's see. Okay, let me do this. Oh dear. All right. Ah, I appear to have broken something. That's all right.
Uh-oh.
Let me try reopening that. The document I was reading from appears to be experiencing an existential crisis.
Oh no.
Seems to be a theme.
It is kind of a theme. Let me just use the thing. There we go. There we go. Okay. All right. This is
libations.
number 43. This is the rat that has been drawn. It is a companion of mysteries. So the sun is still currently red. What we want to know about the rat. Rats are masters of survival. They're hardy, smart, and stealthy. Some rats, of course, get very smart and devise whole new ways of prospering amid humans. Literally right under their noses, a few rats learn to adopt human identities through disguise, concealment, and trickery. Humans, as a group, are notoriously easy to fool as long as you don't overtly threaten them, and rats have no need to do so. The rat is the companion of the Mysteries family. The rat sees much and learns much and keeps those secrets to itself. It keeps to the shadows and, in fact, is the Lord of the Shadows. In divination, if one can keep a low profile, success is very likely. If a stronger force presents itself, resist but do so cleverly and from the shadows, not openly. Sometimes survival is the best one can hope for, but that is the very thing the rat card suggests. No matter what, the person in question will at least survive if they keep concealed. Okay.
Okay, I stop bothering the rat.
All right.
Yes.
You have entered the conservatory. This is a bit bigger than you had expected it to be, this room. You step out and you kind of hear this light rain against glass. Smattering against the glass. You look up, there is a big... It's not exactly a dome. I can't call it a dome because it's not dome-shaped. Because it's shaped like an extension to a house. But it's several stories above you is where this intersects with this big stone wall that you're emerging from. Well, actually, I say stone. It is more brick, probably. It looks like the place you're emerging from is like outside of a... You're standing outside of a... to the side of a house that looks actually very similar to the one that you entered that caused you to arrive here. An annex, if you will. Thank you. Chat has informed me. There are stone benches sitting out here. There are a few little statues. There are boxes full of plants that are all dead. Box full of dead plants. And as you see further deeper into the conservatory, you look through and you see that there are a lot of dead trees here. It looks somewhat forest-like in here. The conservatory stretches. Additionally, the conservatory stretches out as far as the eye can see in that direction. There's this big forest in front of you, and way above it, still, is a ceiling of glass. Seated nearby, on one of the benches, is Duchess Marlene. She has, she is there in her white dress. I'm now showing her without switching screens. It's awesome. She's still with her skull purse, and she's just sort of sitting there, sort of looking over some things, and is just sort of sorting through things. She's reading through some things in a she's reading something, and she looks up, and immediately she sort of puts her book down, and she starts standing up. Oh my goodness, where did you go?
To the grave for like a while. Not totally sure how long.
Yes. Well, that's because probably of the defense system. I wasn't able to shut it down because I can't find it. This is the only piece of my house I've been able to find.
Yeah, so about that, have you heard of the Never-Ending Party?
Yes, it is rather larger than I remember it. The Never-Ending Party. Well, they have one down in the Pale.
Yeah.
This is not
yeah.
that.
It's
like
attached.
that. It's like an echo of that.
Yeah. Well, there's more than one, I guess. This is one of the Never-Ending Parties that got untethered into the ether and has temporarily retethered itself to your house.
Oh dear.
Mm-hmm.
I see. Well, it did seem rather inconvenient. There are all these people. This seems to be the only place that I can stay that I know. And I cannot find the rest of my house in there. And there are all these people, and any one of them could come back and kill me at any moment. None of them have tried thus far, as I can tell. Someone did offer me a drink, but I very, very, very smartly, I think, refused.
That's probably not the worst decision ever. There have definitely been some attempted murders in this party. So the owner of this particular party is a friend of mine. Supposedly she was here. I don't suppose you've seen her.
Does she go around just inserting her parties into people's houses all the time?
Not on purpose. I don't think she did it on purpose. I think it was an accident.
She sort of sniffs. Well, it's very irresponsible.
Yes, we're working on that. But you've seen her, though.
And as she's sort of looking around, well, there was some degree of activity out in that direction as I was finding this place. There was some sort of activity out amongst the trees somewhere. I don't seem to recall there being a forest quite this big here before.
It might be from one of the other parts of the party that just attached itself here temporarily.
If she's responsible for this place, is she going to be able to bring my house back?
Hopefully. That's the plan. Ideally.
I did see someone. It was a lady about just a little shorter than myself, and she was, and she actually will describe. She'll describe Isabel.
Okay. So I'll be like, that sounds right. Sounds like her.
I do believe she was struggling against one of the creeping vines out there.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna go retrieve her then. You stay here. Don't talk to anybody who looks dangerous. I'm gonna run away now.
And, she just sort of looks, she sniffs again. And, as you are heading in that direction, let me actually go back and grab that name I did not write down. That was here. Yes. Okay. And she actually will look over. She will just sort of look taken aback as you're starting to head that way, and she will look over at the angel. And she says, "Senor, is that you? What are you doing here?" and the angel will be like, "Oh God."
Well, it is funny that you mentioned that.
Not. It's.
You see that Mac actually starts writing down his name into his guidebook of. I'm sorry. Is that an? What was that name again?
And he basically turned to the Duchess and he says,
I was asking.
How is it possible that you're here? You're not supposed to be out among the living. What are you doing here? And she'll say, "That is none of your business. You look terrible." And
well, it is funny that you mentioned that because your associate here is the reason why this endless party happens to be intersecting with your home.
Is it? And rather immediately, a fan appears in her hand, which she snaps open rather severely and starts sort of fanning herself. And she, and as she's looking him over, looking this angel up and down, she will kind of glancing over. That and she says, what have you been up to? Why are you're responsible for this? And he's like, he's exaggerating. It wasn't me directly. It just sort of happened. Did you make this thing crash into my house? I didn't make it crash into your house. I did unmoor it, but that's... And she snaps her fan again, and she is now beating him behind the head with her fan lightly. How dare you! What you should be ashamed of yourself. You should know better than that. He says, "Yeah, okay, fine, but why are you? How is it that you're even here? I thought the embassy turned down your request. Never you mind that," she says, a little bit sort of shaken. And he's like, "Are you even supposed to be here?" And she just sort of turns severely, and she looks over at Mac, and she says, "Sezenua."
Nice.
And the angel's like, "What are you doing?" And she says, she points the fan severely at him again. We have lost Wilde. Oh no. Let me check a thing.
Wilde sent a message and said that schedule crashed. I'll be back. Just might take a minute.
One can but hope. All right. In the meantime, so that's happening. She has given Mac the spelling of the name, and she's basically berating him Are you folks trying to extract either of them from each other? They're not really going to do any harm to each other, it looks like.
I ran
just sort of
off
having an
to go
argument.
and
Yeah.
I ran off to go and find Isabel.
Yeah.
Mac was going to follow.
Okay.
But he would probably just walk and smack, as he encourages both of them to follow as well.
Okay, yeah. So we're gonna yeah, we're gonna Aaron Sorkin this. Okay, good to know. So yes, the walk and smack ensues, as she berates him as you head deeper into the forest of the conservatory, the forest conservatory. Let me just do a thing here, because sometimes one can only engage so many pieces of one's brain at a time. Is that happening in real time? I think it is. That's strange. I've never had that happen before. Maybe OBS updated. There we go. Oh, I see. It happened to both of them. That's unsettling. In any case, what is it that's going on? Ah, yes. So we fix it and then it changes. Stand by, fixing cameras. This exciting and scintillating moment of camera fixing,
Yay!
is brought to you under protest. Well, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out sooner or later. In the meantime, let's see. I actually want to see if yeah, okay. Also, yeah, here we have a couple of things. So as you're heading deeper into the forest, and I will go ahead and draw one more card as this is going on, just for a little further definition about a thing. And oh, hey. So we have drawn the dangerous elixir. The dangerous elixir is one of those really weird cards.
One of those ones.
Yeah, one of those of which there are so few. Oh, great. Did it happen again? It happened again, probably. Let me see if I can actually go to that page again. There it is. It's easier if I just use the freaking index. Okay, I shall have to close it and open it again. Yay, technology! That's one of those cards that can combine with another card. And things happen. Let's see. Do we have them back? We might have them back momentarily. But powerful magic comes in small, perhaps even innocuous forms. The dangerous elixir proves that to be true. It is powerful and transformative, but is it a boon or a bane? Are the potion's effects harmful or helpful? It's all about the risk you're willing to take and the consequences you're willing to face. In divination, this card turn offers power, but at a risk, power can backfire. The dangerous elixir promises transformation, and that can be literal or figurative. It might transform a situation, changing the outcome of events. But there's still always that risk. Something's going to change, but will it be good or bad for the person in question? And should one turn to the alchemist and the dangerous elixir consecutively, this is the ultimate transformation, and it suggests total and complete upheaval of the situation and possibly someone involved in it. So, Interesting. Okay. All right. So, you head into the forest of the conservatory. And you shall see there that there are, as you are heading through, a number of, there are a lot of dead, mostly dead trees, but some of them have these vines that look also dead but are crawling along them. And you're looking for signs of, her passage, presumably.
Mm-hmm.
You will come to an area where it looks like there are these sort of tangled, dead-looking bushes that appear to be moving somewhat. They are wriggling with these dead vines that are running through them.
I'm gonna just, I guess, yell Isabel to see if the bush responds. I suspect she's in the bush.
You hear something back, but you're not sure what it is. It's very much a sort of an indication. It sounds very distant. It's like some kind of.
Well, I'm just gonna assume that's probably Isabel.
Could be. The Duchess is sort of, as she catches up, is just sort of looking over, and she says, "Ah, yes, well, those are still there. That's interesting to know. Usually they would crop up around the night mushrooms. There must be a considerable colony of them down there now."
Can I talk to the vines? Can I tell the vines? I'm gonna be like, hey, I need you to let, if my friend Isabel's in there, let her go. I need her.
And the vines just sort of were like, "We merely guard the entrance."
How about if we promise we'll leave?
She is among.
What are you doing?
She is among the places of the night, the things of the night, the growths, the fungi of the night. It is up to them. Why should we give you passage to their realm?
We don't want to go to their realm. We want to remove her from their realm and then leave.
To remove her, would you not need to go inside?
But we won't be staying. We're going to leave. And then we'll be out and we won't come back. Promise.
Mm-hmm. How do we know you will not disturb them?
How about we just offer you some reassurance? If we do end up disturbing them, then you can you can extract favors, 2 favors from this from our angel companion here.
Hey! It does sound like a tempting offer. I think they're going to they're going to consider it. Two angelic favors.
Only if we don't keep our promise and... Yeah.
I assume that Mac is just sort of kind of is getting a translation from Aroshka, because Mac cannot hear the vines. I should point out.
Yeah,
I'm telling them.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's cool. That's cool.
There's a relay going on.
Yeah. I just want to make sure how I was seeing it in my head.
Just not doing it in real life because it would be awkward.
Oh, sure, no problem. So they will. They will say. They will confer momentarily among themselves, and they will say, "Very well done. But
Good.
if you disturb anything when you are in there, there will be a price extracted from you."
From them.
From the angel. We're all like, info.
And the angel once again is saying, "Look, now I didn't agree to that," and the vines sort of to Aroshka say, "The deal is made," and they part. And you see this tunnel leading down.
Well, I'm gonna go in the tunnel.
All right. Down the tunnel. And as you do so, see it opens up into this. It goes down a bit of a ways, and then you realize you're heading down this set of steps, and see this sort of cavern with slight purple glowing from various fungi on the walls and such, and a lot of you hear a dripping noise, and you see rocks floating all around, and then this sort of raised area sort of in the middle, where there is this big circle of mushrooms that are also glowing in a purplish fashion, practically crackling with energy. At the center of this mushroom circle, you see Isabel. She is currently lying there, probably unconscious.
I'm gonna attempt to step into the circle without disturbing the I'm gonna carefully step over it, try not to step on anything.
Hey, just so you know, we have gone into the conservatory, and we have gone into the forest of the conservatory, and we have entered a cavern underneath the forest of the conservatory, and found Isabel inside a circle of giant mushrooms that are crackling with purple energy.
Because of course we are.
Because of course we are.
We bargained some of the angels' power in order to make this work.
The standard currency in any conservatory.
Angel power.
Angel favors.
I'll just state that it's the standard currency that Mac deals in, which is other people's currency.
Other people's. Mac spends other people's money. Anyway. So yes. So Shantano appeared to fade into the gray for a moment and is back now. Whilst you were out there. It's sort of fading. So Shantano, you're fading back in, and they're in this cavern. You see that you see Isabella, who is just who is there. What would you like to do?
As I was saying before, I'm gonna attempt to like get to Isabel without touching any of the mushrooms or anything.
Okay. Okay.
And I'm gonna try and like wake her up / pick her up.
Okay. So the thing when you approach the circle of mushrooms, the purple crackling energy flares up further. In what appears to be a somewhat more violent fashion. And some sort of they seem to be emitting some kind of barrier.
I'm gonna whisper to the mushrooms like, I made a promise not to disturb you, but I need my ex back. And it always works.
She entered our domain. She is ours. She belongs to the night side now.
Is there any way I can convince you to reconsider her?
She has meaning to you, yes.
Yeah, yep, you could say that.
How badly do you want her?
Pretty badly.
What will you give us in exchange?
What do I have on me? Like, do I get the sense that they want a thing, or like, can I offer them a favor?
It's hard to know.
Well, I'm gonna offer them a favor.
You do know that these seem to be speaking for some thing representational of the night side, which you do know about. The night side path is the opposite side of the path of suns. The darker path, if you will.
I'm gonna offer them not any favor, but like a favor that I agree to. Like, you can ask me something. And if I don't agree to it, you can ask me something else. But I'm gonna be like, but do you know who I am? Favor for me, that's pretty good.
You have an interesting, very interesting past, it would
That's
seem.
a true fact, I think.
It stretches out behind you invisibly, but it is there. You have much about you that seeks to either build up or topple down. It is interesting. You have a
Toppling
key,
is a... Oh.
key of sorts, it would seem.
Yep, that sounds right. Toppling is definitely a thing I have apparently done before.
If you will make this bargain with us, we may call upon you for a future service. to seal this pact. To pact this seal. To seal this pact. If you agree, reach forth and touch the cap. Here. And you see this area flare up on the cap of one of the mushrooms.
I will. Just one finger.
You do it?
Touch it. Yeah. I'm not relaying this to anybody else, so you just see me whispering in a mushroom.
So, you do this, and the field flares up for a moment. You get this feeling. This feeling rushes through you for a moment. Just a moment. And for just the briefest of split seconds, someone in the back of your head perks up.
Uh-oh.
And thinks, well, that's an interesting connection to make. Very interesting indeed. And then the field drops.
Oh dear.
Meantime, the angel witnesses this, turns to Mac and says, hey, you know, this place would actually make a pretty good fulcrum.
Interesting. Remarkably convenient, actually.
Just saying. Oh,
we promised using your power we wouldn't disturb this place, so if you want to do that, you have to pay for it. Just so you know.
I am not saying anything, I'm just suggesting. I just noticed. That's all. But yes, the field is now down. You can go in and get Isabel if you wish.
I'm going to retrieve Isabel. Will she wake up, or am I gonna have to carry her?
So you head down, you go and you raise her up, and she's like, these vines that were lying on her move away from her.
Uh-huh.
And she looks up, she sort of blinks. She kind of sees you, she smiles. Am I awake?
Mm-hmm.
She sort of is reaching forward and sort of grasping your arm. She's like, I think I'm remembering something.
Is it important?
It's you, isn't it?
Yeah, yes?
I think so. Maybe I am. It's very good to see you. She's looking up and sort of at the cavern ceiling. She looks down and she's like, it's very good to see you, she says, gripping your arm.
That's a great question. I don't know. But
I'm
we should
glad
probably
to see you.
leave. I'm gonna give her a hug and try to surreptitiously get her to stand up at the same time.
And she's
But
just,
lifting her.
and as she's standing up, she embraces you in a way that feels kind of familiar. As she's trying not to sob, but as she doesn't even understand why. As everything is quiet in the cave for a moment, save for just that. And I think that's where we're going to leave it tonight. If folks are good with that. All right. Well, we are playing again!
Yay!
Yeah. And,
Oh, that was something.
Yay!
I know as I left it in a strange tone there, but it's I think think it's a good spot. I think it's a good spot to sort of leave off for right now. As you're sort of getting everything together and you have found her, and now you can start working on trying to fix this place if at all possible. If you wish to do that. And it appears as though she is starting to remember you a little bit better. Don't know if that's a side
Not
effect
sure
of
if
having
that's
been here. Yeah.
Not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
It's hard to know. It's hard to know. There is a thing called joy and despair that I am trying to remember how it works. I believe we go around and we see if you believe that you have experienced a joy or a despair for this session. And we kind of go from there. So that there is the question. So I'm going to go in order of the people who are here. And I'm going to start with Wilde. Do you believe that Shantano picked up a joy or a despair this session? Yeah, if either.
Probably a joy, since they have some progress towards finding the demon they need to
Yes,
find.
Yeah, they gave you a step you can follow, a thing. There's a definitive, like a place that you've been, that you can actually, if you can access it again, you might be able to find the demon. Absolutely. So that's one joy for you. And now, Arras, do you think Aroshka has experienced a significant amount of joy or despair this session?
Yeah, I'm sort of trying to decide which, because on like the one hand, Isabel is not like dead or anything. On the other hand, Isabel just basically said that she remembers me and then started crying.
She seems very happy to see you.
That's good. That's good. I'll say joy then. It's a joyous occasion, we're hoping.
Perhaps it's a bit of a mixed bag, as human relationships often are. And Anino, do you think you picked up a joy or a despair this session?
I'm going to say that Mac picked up a joy, and that is because he was able to coerce a spirit under his will without actually using any of his magic.
That is true. Just talked him into it.
So there is that.
Awesome. Excellent. Okay. Well, that is what we have for this session. Thank you so much, folks, for hanging out. I'm so pleased that we were able to finally come back for our to a premiere of our second phase, second fit, whatever it is we call this, second season. I still don't know what to call it, because the last quote-unquote season was much longer than a season typically ever is on an RPG show, so I don't know how they work. But it's the second bit. And
Part the next.
I'm very pleased that we're back into it and can actually start working toward figuring out what all the crap that we did in part one means now. Actually connect it to things. So it's going to be very cool, I think. But let's go ahead and go around and do our outros. We'll sort of feel free to plug anything you like, tell folks where to find you, and any final thoughts you had about this session, any favorite moments, or anything else you'd like to say. And we will start with Anino.
How's it going, everyone? My name is Anino. I can be found on Twitter at Anino Gaming. You can also check out some of my other content related to streams on AninoGaming.com. Let's see. I don't have anything scheduled until next Thursday, where I will be appearing on the Wonder DM channel at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time for Sentinels of the Multiverse, where I play one of my signature characters, Bayani, who is, trying to wrangle a number of young 20-something newbie heroes. And could be going a little bit better, but, there's some growing pains. And and then again next Saturday, I'll be back on this channel. But before this show, we'll be appearing on the Wandering DM channel at 1 p.m. Eastern Time for the next thrilling episode of Scions. So definitely tune in for that. It was great to get back into this game and fall comfortably into characters and the interactions that our characters have with each other, as strange and weird and fun that it all is. Just wandering the endless party and furthering our uncovering of our pasts. So
Excellent. He's good. There's always so much material to be found in the Endless Party. It's a good thing.
You would say it's endless.
You might even say it's endless. But now let us head over to Arras.
Oh gosh, poorly timed yawn. Hello, I'm Arras or Animus. You can find me almost anywhere as Animus Panthera or Animus.Panthera. The only place you can currently find me gaming on the internet where you can watch is right here on Saturdays at 7 Central. Yay! That's kind of all I have got on that front. I guess I am a zoologist. I'm an unemployed zoologist at the moment. I'm finishing up my master's degree. So that's pretty much my whole life right now, is a lot of number crunching involving birds. I am happy to be back playing again. Yeah, it's been so long. I love the just constant mayhem that goes on this campaign. Was it somebody earlier was like, I feel like none of our characters are really good at making good life choices, but it's but the poor life choices are way more interesting to watch, because if we made good life choices, we just we'd get stuff done and then it would be over. So
Truth.
Making some good dark deals today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent. And finally, over to Wilde.
Yes, hello. I'm Wilde, Wild Engineer on Twitch and Twitter. Aside from here, you can catch me on Sundays on Ava Sarit's channel for some Vaesen, which I am playing a servant character who, what is it to do? They are overly protective of the young detective that they are the ward of. So yes, that is quite fun. It was great getting back into this, and remembering all the incredibly horrible decisions I have made over the past of this campaign. Thinking about it was at this point, I don't think there's a bad decision I shouldn't make, because
Just do it.
what worse can happen, I mean, I'm already in a quasi semi will they won't they with murder. I mean, really, that kind of sums it all with what my character's been doing with their life. So
Right? It's awesome. It's awesome to watch. I love to see it. I'm rooting for them. I really am. Excellent. And apparently also we discovered that there's an embodiment of danger running around somewhere as well.
Oh boy.
So that's a thing. That's a thing now. Okay, very cool. I missed this game so much. I didn't realize how much I missed this game until we were in the midst of it, but I really missed this game. And so I'm so glad that we are back doing it, and it is an utter delight, an absolute delight. As for me, I'm Jim Ryan. You can find me at OtherDoc on both Twitch and Twitter. My website is jim.com, where you can find... I'm sorry, I'm reading things I shouldn't be reading right now. Where you can find my Geek Observation podcast and links to my various other podcasts, audio dramas, writings, and such. I've got links down below to my website, Twitter, YouTube channel, and various other things. There's a question that has been posed, and I think the answer is perhaps. Never say never. All sorts of associations could happen. Anyway, where am I? So, happening here, things. On Tuesday, I actually am, while we are on hiatus from Urban Shadows, we are playtesting my game Genesis Undone. And so we're going to be doing that for a few sessions before Urban Shadows comes back. So Tuesday night, fairly late, we are going to be doing that. It is a GM-less game about the dawn of a civilization as told like kind of a Greek tragedy. So very much looking forward to digging back into that and seeing how it works in its current iteration. On Wednesday nights here, we have our Scum and Villainy game, Untitled Space Game, run by Brian. Hopefully, that'll be happening this week. There are one or two real-life things that we won't know about until we get close to the day, so possibly not until the week following. But it is otherwise on Wednesdays. We have that, as we do shenanigans in space, and then of course we are back around to Saturdays when we have this. At 8 p.m. Eastern, where we play The Edge of Paradox. Let's see, I do have, there are no sign-ups for anything currently, but there probably will be soon. Shortly I'm going to start sign-ups for one-shots again, and try that out once again and see if we can do that. I'm probably currently thinking I'm going to go back to Inspectors for a little bit. First, before doing anything else, to try to once again go to the familiar. Once again, reach for the familiar, as some people say. And, no, they don't say that anymore.
Who says that?
I don't know who says that. Somebody. But we will. So I'm probably gonna open sign-ups for a couple of games of Inspectors, a couple of one-shots soon, I think. So look for that. In the meantime, I think that's about it. That's about all I got. So let me see. What is happening? Let's see. Friend of the channel, Summer, is currently playing Grand Theft Auto. And actually, it's an interesting thing to see because there's a lot of roleplay that goes on in actually what she's doing because it's the roleplay server, so it's actually very intense relationship stuff that goes on there. So I actually think I'm going to go over and say hi to her. Feel free to hang on if you're so inclined and say hi to her with us. She is Summer, who's responsible for Off the Table, by the way, for those of you wondering who I'm talking about. So I'm going to go say hi. That again will be when we hit the end card. In the meantime, folks, thank you all very much for watching. It is wonderful to be back. Take care, and we will catch you next time. Farewell.